Hello, today's project is to try to change the impeller on my Yanmar diesel engine. This is a Catalina 400 Mark II, and the engine is a Yanmar4JH3E. Here's the engine and the seawater pump and behind the solid part of the engine here, so there's no accessing it from the front. The seawater impeller is inside this thing here, so I have to take that cover off, which is really only accessible from the back. And this is what the back looks like. Here's the back of the engine. Way up here. So somehow I have to get to that, and I have to pull that cover off, pull the impeller out, and put the new one in. And if I can just show my arm, it's contorted just to get there, so this is gonna be fun. First thing I'm gonna do is make sure my seawater intake valve is shut. The only way I'm gonna be able to get to some of those bolts, like the two that are nearest the engine, is with a wrench. And this is an 8mm, so it seems to fit. It's similar to the 5/16 that I have on this thing to get to those bolts, get them off. This is the cover that I pulled off of the pump. I had to do it entirely by feel. There's just no way to look at this and do it at the same time. Again, 8mm or 5/16 socket or wrench. I mostly use this, but I also used that. There's what we end up with. Of course, I won't be able to get the thing out, and so I'm going to try to use this Jabsco pulling tool, 50070. I don't see this thing fitting back there. I can't even get it on. I can't get these huge things to fit anywhere back there. I think I'm gonna try to disconnect seawater hose right there. It might give me more access. Well, I can't get the seawater hose off back there. I just can't pull it off. So I am going to attempt to remove the alternator. Just make a mark there so I get it back in the right position. And maybe if I take it off, I'll have better access back there. Gotta remember where this goes. It certainly wasn't up here. It might have been back there. So the back side looks like red goes on the back, black goes on the top. Red positive with a lock washer for the back. Oh, that just sparked. That's not good. Some wires on the back of the alternator I need to disconnect with a lock washer. There's the alternator. But I did get the puller installed by taking the T-handle, which is shown there, out, then pushing the prongs into the thing, into the pump body. See that black handle right there? Tightening that, There's another one down here. Tightening that. I would not be able to do this with the alternator installed though. Okay, it's on there pretty tight. So now I guess the idea is to turn the T-handle until it pulls the impeller out. You can see that I'm off target. The puller isn't pushing the hub, it's pushing into part of the impeller itself. It does look like the impeller is supposed to turn clockwise from this angle and all the blades are spread back. So for my next trick, I just completely removed this hose from back there. It's the one that goes into this, comes out of the side of the pump and connects there to the heat exchanger. Maybe I can get some more access in here to manipulate the puller that I'm trying to get in there. So here is the removed impeller. But anyway, this is how much the puller engaged. It just engaged that much. That's as far as I was able to get it in, and as tight as I was able to get those handles. If I had to do this again, I would grease the threads here to make it a little easier. And I had to use 2 hands. 1 hand wasn't enough, but it did come out. I can confirm that the new impeller is the same manufacturer. It's a Johnson product as the old impeller. And they say when you put it in, you're supposed to twist it in the direction of rotation, which from the back was clockwise. Also comes with a new seal, an O-ring. It comes with these other gaskets too, but these don't apply. I didn't see these on mine. Mine has an O-ring that seals the plate on. So just use this glycerin lubricant. You're supposed to coat the inside of the pump housing with this, and also probably the seal. So there it is installed. I made a careful effort to get all of the splines rotating backwards from the direction so that I was spinning it to the clockwise direction as I was installing it. It pushed in pretty easily, and I liberally used the glycerine. The O-ring that came with it is not fitting in there. It seems to be too small, and every time I try to fit it in there, it pops out. So I don't know if I'm just going to reuse the old one. I'm pretty satisfied with how that's gone. It's just a matter of getting that O-ring seal on there. I just don't know how the new piece is going to work. It seems too small. The minute I get it in there, it pops out. I just don't know. This old one is a little thinner and has a bigger diameter. I'm trying to put this one on there and it just fits in just perfectly. The narrow part is here, so I'm going to try to install that exactly as it was when I got started on this project. This is the cooling hose. It connects to the bottom of the heat exchanger and the outlet of the pump. It's got a little bit of grit inside of it, but I'm gonna go flush it outside in with a hose. Next step is reinstalling the seawater hose here. They've got one hose clamp here and one hose clamp up under here where it connects to the heat exchanger on the engine.